Carbone versus iamturk. Let's see how this one is. Alright, so Carbone is playing as British, and then iamturk is the French. Should be a pretty interesting matchup.
Yes.
It all depends sort of on how the French handles the match, I think, personally. So it looks like French is going to be playing standard build order there with the trading posts. Possibly going for fast fortress, but we'll see. That will give them a pretty good military to fight the British Marabou. Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. Pretty much in this situation, the best thing France can do, go for a fast fortress, get some skirmishers out and fight whatever the British got, basically. Yeah. On the other hand, the Brits, they're going to likely go for a lot of greedy economy, getting tons of manors out, boosting up that economy with the extra villagers, and then going for huge swarms of muskets, basically, like they usually do in a 1v1. I have treasurer's France again here. E5 wood. Pretty good, actually. And that will actually help the French out quite a bit, because in the whole French fast fortress build order, they basically try to get a ton of architects, you know, the hunting dogs, placer mines, and even steel traps. So the France can set up pretty good by getting that 85 wood there. It'll give them a pretty distinct advantage. What's this treasury's getting as well? Oh, it's being contested. Or is it? No, it's not. It's got the native scout there to help him out, though. 110 food. That's big. That's going to definitely bump him towards a quick age up, yeah. Look at that. Only 50 away from 800. Solid. Big time solid, yeah. He's going to be going up with Core Master 4 in wood. Bridge shipping in their 3 villages now. They are getting pretty close to aging up themselves. Going up with the governor. Yeah, governor is most certainly always going to be your British age up choice. Gives you some gold and gives you a tower. Basically the gold is always going to be good because you can put that right into musketeer production, which you normally do as the Brits. Also, that tower will absolutely protect your extra settlers as well. Would hurt if you did all that wood investment into manor houses for free vills for them to only get raided, so having the tower is always nice for that purpose. Brits are going to get a market now, which they usually do to particularly get the wood chopping upgrade, gang saw, and also hunting dogs usually as well. Looks like French explorers in pursuit. Unfortunately, due to this enemy explorer's snare attack, slowing him down and allow himself to keep getting damage. Brit is going 700 wood to help build military as well as get some more manor houses to boost their economy even further with even more free villagers. Yeah, it's pretty convenient how simply the British mechanic of build a manor house and get a free settler allows them to get 20 villagers ahead if they can accumulate enough wood to do so very quickly. Which is always a strong suit for the Brits because it allows them to go double barracks, even add a stable in, with very little concern once their economy is well rounded out. Looks like the British is actually going to start musketeer pushing right now. But well, that's why you see the steel traps coming in, just so they have enough food to maintain musket production here. Yeah. The France will be going musketeer as well to counter the Brits, it looks like. Looks like the first batch of French muskets actually already came out. And they are going to down a British villager. Wow. Scary. Scary. Yeah. Lucky thing they don't know about these ones here to start targeting. But they'll probably need a little bit more numbers to one-shot a villager, though. Pretty much. Yeah, definitely. Alright, the France is now going for the 700 gold, right? Yep. Right there they go. Way to respond to the French musket threat now. Yeah. Go in 600 wood now on the Brit side. Yeah, definitely it looks like the France is going to go for a semi-fast fortress there now. They've done a few muskets, they're going to go for that age up with the exiled prince, right? Super fast and efficient so that they can start out right away by shipping 8 skirmishers most likely to counter the muskets. That's going to be the strategy there pretty much, and it's going to be quite good. Yeah. Because unfortunately, Brits don't get a 3 Hussar card in their home city set of options, so they can't actually counteract skirmishers right away with the HC segment, so they're actually forced to get a stable and train their own Hussars, which is not good when it comes to dealing with such a powerful advantage that the skirmishers have against H2 units. Going for the falconets first. Okay. You can see that working. Going for veteran musket too, I'm assuming. Yep, going veteran musket to protect those cannons. Looks like. Yeah, the Brits on the other hand are stacking muskets quite well, and they did send their longbow card in there, so they have a few longbowmen to join their muskets and do some good multiplayer damage against heavy infantry and light cavalry classes. Carbone definitely looking for an angle to get some snipes on those cannons. He's gonna just run right in and see what he can do there. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy, the French just lost their falconets. That's not good. Such a critical loss. But it looks like they're going to make up for it by both training and shipping in some skirmishers. Yeah. think once these skirmishers are established, they're going to be a little bit better against his longbows, just because they're good range. 20 range, of course, is always going to be good for an AoE 3 unit. Alright, so where we at here? We got Longbowman, Hussar, Musket versus Skirmisher, Dragoon. Interesting. So, once you get to Dragoon, Skirmisher as France in H3, it becomes a pretty good uphill battle for the Brits. Because though the Brits have a lot of numbers, statistically for the most part they're a bit underhanded here to deal with this. Straight up, the skirmishers should be able to beat the unupgraded longbowmen, but then the hussars are going to try to interfere, and that's where the dragoons come in with their range anti-cavalry attack. They'll be able to pop off some of these hussars, hopefully, and let the skirmishers grind the British infantry. But it seems like with so much hussar pressure here, the Brits are able to close the gap, which I think is a really neat thing, because once the Brits can close the gap, and even be able to use their muskets to shoot these skirmishers, then that skirmisher range and damage specialty becomes less and less important, because then the muskets can go in there and get some better trades, while their longbowmen in the back are providing support with their rate of fire improvement. Three cuirassiers shipment coming in now for the French. That will provide some much needed splash damage onto the field for mostly dealing with the infantry threat. Alright, so the longbowmen should be able to get some good rate of fire in there against the skirms, it looks like. But then again, the skirmishers do more overall damage and HP stats, so yeah, it forces French off. Wonder when those hussars will come in to start disrupting their position too. Looks like he also queued up 4 cuirassiers of his own, so he's got a big army of those there, yeah, to fight those skirmishers especially. Let's see how these cuirassiers end up doing. Are they going to be able to connect to the longbows or not? And how mixed did the musketeers get to prevent the longbowmen from being picked off easily here? That'll be seen. Curious, is the Brady even aging up, or no, not yet, just applying maximum pressure. I think that's probably the best play to do, yeah. France is continuing with Skirmisher and Cuirassier, looking for that big beefy unit to down the longbowmen with.
J'ai repris des forces.
Nice dodge of the musketeers there for the most part. Oh wow, using the distraction on the explorer to get a quick nab at the muskets. That was pretty cheeky there by the French player. I like that a lot. Doesn't quite have enough to go after the longbowman though, sadly. So it's gonna have to stall that out a bit more. Using the dragoons to try to pick off the hussars and let the CBDs escape. Sacrifices one cuirassier to stop the pursuing muskets, it looks like, yeah. Wonder where the final battle's gonna occur here. Probably towards the... Ooh, wait a second. Look at these hussars going after those CBDs. That's not good. Really not good at all. Cuirassiers in a good position to connect to these longbowmen. Let's see if they can inflict any losses. They're inflicting a few. Looks like the momentum is moving in the Brits' favor, I think, because they're just able to supply these armies constantly with their infinite economy, thanks to the manor booming method. Yeah. Look at all those hills going down. That is horrible. That's like a score destroy. Look at the scores right now. It's like Carbone has like more than double the score he does. That's insane. What a loss there at the end. No. Yeah, that's sort of what the French British dichotomy is in a 1v1. Essentially, the French are trying to get to H3 and get all their elite troops, while the Brits focus on manor booming effectively while applying pressure and then eventually just overwhelming the armies of the French, basically, with their huge numbers. And that being said, longbowmen, even though they're an age behind, are not weak. You know, they actually got a rate of fire of 1.5, so they actually shoot twice per second. So what's their range attack at? Like 16? Skirmishers at 18. Consider the longbowman is technically doing 32 damage per 3-second volley because it's shooting 2 arrows instead of 1. Something you never really thought of, did you? No. That's sort of how archers really, when you got good ones, can really do good in AoE 3 more than the gunpowder counterparts can. So, yeah.